Broadcasting is a class where we can make videos and podcasts and any creative content that we wish when we start off, but then as you progress through the class, you start and do bigger shows like as a collective class instead of just individual projects. My favorite kind of project is more comedic bits, like still informational, but just not straight up news. So we're starting to do a monthly show, and then sometime in the future we'll start to do a weekly show. We have two different types of cameras, so we have some larger cameras like the type we're filming on, and then we have some smaller, more portable cameras. They're like little Canon cameras, and then we just have all different types of mics and sound recording equipment and tripods, and we have lighting equipment to go with it, so we kind of have a full setup. You can use iMovie for like smaller projects, or if you don't know how to use our Final Cut Pro, which is kind of what we're aiming to use because it's more capable for your editing needs. We have some pretty good just regular informational podcasts. One of my favorites is the I Don't Get It podcast, and then we have like the Chimichanga radio. It's kind of more of an informational radio. All of our things are compiled onto the Bullpup Broadcasting Network, so it's an online website where we put all of our finished final projects, podcast videos, kind of thing.
Favorite game to play in PE? There's a lot of choices, but there's a game called Eclipse Ball, and I think it's really fun. It involves a volleyball net, small rackets, and then this large, kind of medium-sized rubber ball, and you kind of play it like volleyball, but it's also a mix of volleyball and tennis, and so it can be, with a small group of people, it can be pretty fast-paced, and it goes by really quick, and so it's fun. I like that one. My favorite thing about teaching, I've taught a lot of ages from little 3-year-old preschoolers up to high schoolers, so my favorite thing is probably just getting to spend time with kids and getting to know them, getting to know their likes, their dislikes, their interests, and then they keep me on my toes with what's going on in the world, and so that always, keep me informed a lot of stuff. I wanted to be an athletic trainer. When I was in high school, I was a trainer and a manager and wanted to go that route, and then didn't really work out just based on the school I went to, and so I thought teaching education-wise would be fun, and then I like to be active, so PE seemed like a good fit. I went to prep, so as a former student, I love the community that we have here. I love our events, whether that's athletics or drama or a choir concert. Just the community as a whole is amazing, and it's unlike any other school, so I love that. My favorite food, I love tacos, whether that's soft tacos, hard tacos, enchiladas, but kind of Mexican tacos would be, yeah. I like to watch a lot of sports. Really doesn't matter whether it's soccer, football, basketball, have it on in the background. I really enjoy watching rugby though. It's not on very often, but rugby's a very interesting game, and so I like to watch that when it's on. My least favorite thing about teaching is probably when students are disrespectful or misbehave. It's pretty easy in PE. We just want to have fun. We want to play. And so it really upsets me when they're messing around, when doing what they're not supposed to be doing, and that gets me fired up. So, all right. My ideal way to spend the weekend. I I like to be active, so my weekend usually consists of going to my CrossFit gym, working out there, usually trying to get a run in. Also going for a hike with my husband is always a fun activity when the weather's nice or even when it's snowing out. But something outside is usually, that's our main goal over the weekend. That's usually the plan.
All right.
Something that they do in class. I guess, again, when kids are being disrespectful or hurtful to each other and not following rules, following directions. It's pretty easy. A lot of our games, the rules are what make it fun. So when you don't follow the rules, it's not fun for everybody else. It makes it hard. Best piece of advice. It's a great question. I have heard if you find one thing that you really like, try to do that as often as possible. So especially being active, it's trying to find that one thing that brings you joy and making sure that you always find time to do that in your daily life or weekly, trying to incorporate it as much as possible so that you have time for those things, and that finding time to do activities that you enjoy doing is important.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to Prep Views. My name is Anna Schreckenglass, and this is a show about things that take me off. Let's get started. People who stop in the middle of the hallway. This brick. When teachers don't post tests on Schoology.
Alright, students, put your iPads and notes away, and we are going to be taking a test.
People who stop and talk in the middle of the hallways.
Oh, hey, did you know what we're doing with the science project?
Oh yeah, it's just this one really simple thing.
Mr. Munhall's music. If you want people to know what ticks you off, email me at Anna Schrecken. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.
This weekend was Mount Spokane's opening weekend with several new features as the new chair, new instructors building, and surface lift, also known as Magic Carpet. Our most notable change is the new chair, Chair 6 on the backside. We have Kathy Tribby-Moore here to talk about it. Kathy, what do you think about the new Chair 6 on the backside of Mount Spokane?
You know, I'm not a big fan. I think that the area was a habitat for a lot of wildlife. I'm disappointed in the amount of trees that they cut down. However, I understand that the mountain needed to do that. Progress for the mountain. They need to expand the ski area for skier use. I think most patrons will be very, very happy about the new chair. But it's areas that I've already been able to ski.
The new Chair 6 is placed on the back side here next to Chair 4. Another change is the new Magic Carpet. We have another guest here to talk about it.
I think the Magic Carpet's great once there's enough snow. It'll make things get a lot easier getting up and down the hill, and instructors don't have to spend as much time pulling kids up the hill.
The surface lift, also known as a Magic Carpet, is in the learning area at the bottom of Chair 5. Now we have Daniel Hughes here to talk about the snow conditions for opening weekend. Daniel, can you elaborate on the snow conditions?
Well, they were pretty good today. You know, you gotta wait till the snow packs over all the plants and bushes because you don't want to damage your skis. I personally took out my new skis today, but you want to usually take out your rock skis because they're better because they've just been used a lot and you can just damage them up. But you got 2, 5, and 3 were open today because they are the most basic chairs and they get a lot of snow in the early season. But 1, 4, and 6 were not open.
All in all, it was a great opening weekend, and we hope to see everyone up there enjoying the mountain.
Hi, I'm Zach Pockert, and we're here at What's Up with the Pups. Welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about Gonzaga Prep guys and girls basketball. Both teams are off to a super hot start right now. The girls basketball team off to a 4-1 start. Their only loss coming at the hands to the Mount Spokane Wildcats, a great basketball team. And as for the guys, they're off to a 3-1 start with their only loss to Bishop Gorman, a great team, nationally ranked, and it was only a 2-point loss. So today we're also going to have Anton Watson in the studio stopping by to talk about the season, and Gonzaga Prep's Grace Hammond to talk about this season. Welcome back to What's Up with the Pups. I'm Zach Pockert, and I'm here with Gonzaga Prep's Grace Hammond. Grace, I understand you guys had a 30-point victory versus the Ferris Saxons last night. What did you guys do well to get that victory?
Well, the second half we definitely came out a lot stronger with defense, had a lot of energy, and just ran most of our plays.
Perfect. You guys have had a pretty successful season this year, losing a lot of seniors last year. Who have been some players that have stepped up this year for you guys and played a bigger role this year?
I think myself as a senior, kind of becoming a leader, along with Faith Penny and Ryan Decker. All of us are kind of becoming captains and leaders and leading the team. And a lot of our juniors who, Demi Howlett, Leah Carney especially, starting five, I think they're just doing a good job at keeping the energy up and having positive attitudes.
Perfect. So right there you just talked about being a leader and having a leadership role. What are some keys in kind of being the team's leader?
Just keeping everybody together when we're down by 10 and making sure that we have everybody on the same page and positive energy, and just make sure everybody's having fun and try and get the done.
Perfect. What are your guys' goals throughout this season? What do you guys want to accomplish by the end of this year?
We just want to have fun and win as many games as possible. We're kind of just going game by game, not trying to look too far ahead. Just trying to take one step at a time.
Perfect. There you have it, guys. Grace, thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Zach Pockert. Welcome back to What's Up with the Pups. I'm here with Gonzaga Prep forward Anton Watson. Anton, how you doing?
Feeling pretty good right now.
Feeling pretty good. Last night you defeated the Ferris Saxons by 30 points. What was the key to that victory?
Just come out with that fire, dropping some threes, getting some dunks, and having fun.
Having fun, I like that. Last year you guys were able to win the state championship. What is your goal this year, and how do you accomplish it?
We're trying to go back to back, and we accomplish it by winning every game, coming out with that fire.
Perfect. So I understand the Gonzaga Prep basketball team just came off a couple games down in Phoenix, Arizona. Can you tell me a little bit about those two games?
The first game we came out, got the dub, but the second game played a good team. They had a lot of athletic kids. They could jump. They came out and beat us. So.
Next year you will be down at Gonzaga. What are you most looking forward to down there?
Just turning up with the team, getting dubs, playing on TV. It's going to be lit.
What is your ultimate goal at Gonzaga?
Ring season, baby. Trying to get a ring, that national championship. That's the main goal.
Well, there you have it. There's Gonzaga Prep's Anton Watson. Anton, thank you.
No, thank you.
Well, my outlook is really optimistic. We have a lot of returning wrestlers and a lot of returning varsity wrestlers on our team. We've had one dual meet so far this season, and it was a thriller. It was really close. We were just one match or a couple of breaks away from winning that duel, so that was a great start to our season. Well, one of our goals is to have a full lineup. That's something that's been really a challenge for us, and we haven't been able to have one consistently. And so we've been spotting our opponents 6, 12, 18 points going into dual meets. So for us to be competitive in the GSL this year, it's really important that we fill out our lineup. So that's kind of our first and foremost goal, and a lot of things kind of build from there. But we've got a number of athletes with aspirations to place at the state tournament, so we want to get those guys there and give them that chance. In Coeur d'Alene, there is a major wrestling tournament. It's called the Tri-State Invitational, and there'll be 50 or 60 high school teams from all over the Northwest competing in one of the toughest tournaments in the country. So we'll take 6 wrestlers to that invitational. We're taking 2 seniors, Darius Johnson and Cordell Kinswa. We're taking Mason Brock, who's a junior, Tim Craven, and Aiden Wycoop, who are sophomores, and Ephraim Watkins, who is a freshman. That tournament is all day Friday starting at 10 a.m. and all day Saturday starting at 10 a.m. And it's some of the best high school wrestling in the country will be going on there, so we're excited about that. It's going to be a 10 as you, certainly once you reach like the quarterfinals and the semifinal rounds and the final rounds of that tournament. There are times when there's weight classes with 10 or more state placers competing in the same weight. Oftentimes national champions and multiple time state champions square off in the finals. So, it's a great spectator event, great showcase of our sport.
This weekend at Tri-State, we had wins from Mason Brock, Aiden Wycoop, and Ephraim Watkins. Sadly, nobody placed, and we would like to thank Mr. Pearson for sitting down with us and giving us his input on how everything is going to go.
Hi, welcome to Owen's Movie Reviews. Today we're reviewing The Grinch 2018, starring Benedict Cumberbatch. You know, the same guy who played Doctor Strange and saw Avengers 4 14,605 times. Sorry if I sound a little weird. I am very sick right now. Trying to push through. And it also stars Rashida Jones, who plays Anne in Parks and Rec, and stars Kenan Thompson from SNL and Pharrell Williams. He's the narrator. The story is a newish take on the Dr. Seuss classic book. I did not like it. I'm just gonna say it right now. I did not like it. It really was not that great. I'm probably biased though because the Jim Carrey version is one of my all-time favorite movies, not just Christmas movie, but all-time favorite of all time. The movie, The Grinch just really isn't mean. He's just bitter because he doesn't have a family. But there are people there who are trying to be a family to him, and he's just bitter. So I really didn't like that part. I'm used to The Grinch being mean, and he really wasn't a mean one. He was more of a bitter one. And then Cindy Lou Who literally had not a great part in the story. She really didn't have any part. It didn't connect with the Grinch's story at all. It was just to build a relationship with her mom, which felt really unnecessary and didn't tie in with the Grinch, like I said. So overall, the movie was not that great. The only redeeming quality was there were a couple good laughs in there, but Max, the Grinch's dog, he brought every comedic element to the movie pretty much, so he was really the standout character of the whole movie. Overall, I'd say the movie was a 4 out of 10. It was pretty lackluster to the rest of the series. Didn't really bring anything new, fresh, and it just seemed like a useless money grab.